They come here and get the knowledge and stuff. I've been teaching them and shit right here on the Born and Breed in 140. He's just got lessons and shit on 9/11 when he came here. I don't remember he had the 3 children and one was buried in life. Well, they had their child on the 10/10, and that's supposed to be the born day of our nation. You just made that date up. But they had the baby in their house. The last 2 children, they gave at the house to show you what kind of caliber of people that we had. But also, he's a jeweler. We work with Tiffany's. You know what I'm saying? So when we switch on, we're going to have real stuff. And we're going to get the money. You know what I'm saying? Because why not? The Europeans, they took everything from us. The golds and diamonds. You know? Ain't no gold and diamond mines in Europe. No way. You know, we add to oppression of our people by supporting that industry. And I found out with the cobalt. The cobalt is used for phones, all computers, the batteries for electric cars, and the people are working side by side in the sludge and picking out the cobalt. Women with babies on their back and flip-flops. No mask, no nut, no boots. You know, they do that also with the diamonds and stuff, you know, and gold and other minerals that, because Africa is the best part. And they rape them. And the colored man is also partnered with the yellow man. Now the colored man and the yellow man are the grafted man. And the devil is any grafted man which is made weak and wicked. And they are, see, some of our people think that the yellow man is part of the original family. Well, he was grafted, but not all the way unalike. But he is definitely a grafted man, because in the black man's Bible, there's 2 journeys, the black and the brown journey. There ain't no yellow. I was telling them, what they call itself, the brown seeds, Shahid. I said, man, I said, God, are you part of the 17 men or the 2 men? He said, I'm part of the 17 men. He said, you're a black seed. I don't care what complexion you are, you're a black seed, you're not a brown seed. If you're only part of the 2 men, it is. Then you're the brown seed. You know what I'm saying? You can be mixed, but you're definitely not a brown seed. You're a black seed. You know, because they light skin come and understand. I'm not understanding the seed. Okay, we said that. We understand it among ourselves. But actually, you're not a seed. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. You know? You're the original man. The brown seed is the original man. Well, the brown seed too. The yellow, and these people got our people working for $1 or $2 a day in slave conditions, so we can have our little, TVs and phones and computers and electric cars, all our luxuries that we have now. And in return, they do something positive and it's negative. The radiation from these things are killing us. It's crazy. I've been talking about that. The God's still where it is to protect them from the low frequency waves. He'll show you it. I've been teaching about this. It's not new. You know what I'm saying? But nobody's picking up on it. When you see a little kid holding that device because you don't want to babysit him, because the kid got caught up into the game, they're being regulated. That means they're destroying their reproductive organs. It's bad enough to do some new stuff when we want to talk about it. They are losing the ability to reproduce. But this is an old game. We're just catching up on it. But to get back into a lost world, we're talking about now building on the property in Mecca, and I don't care what they build, but they must build a school. They must build a school for the kindergarten, the pre-K to the 12th grade, just like the Muslim got on 116th Street. They must build a school. If you're then you can add on apartments all you want. You got a 24-story, a 25, whatever, and apartments, and we must have a clinic. You know, them two things. We should have a grocery too, and that'd be ideal. We have a grocery store where the foods we supposed to eat. We ain't got to worry about reading nothing because we already know ain't nothing in here improper. And we will be supported by every conscious person, black, white, red, yellow. Come down there and buy from us. You know? They treat us instead of cure us for ailments. And we know there's cures. They killed one of our great doctors, Dr. Sebi. He cured AIDS. He cured anything you got. And he went to the Supreme Court of New York and showed forth and proved. And they allowed him. They had to kill him off, you know, before the present conditions come. You know, I mean, they already had everything's planned. Had it way ahead of time.
Why? We don't know what happened to him, though?
You know what happened to him? They killed him and say he died from pneumonia. Here's a man that show you how to cure lupus and AIDS and stuff. He's gonna die of pneumonia in jail. He's gonna get by in Honduras. You know, it's crazy. It is crazy, man. You know.
They made him leave. They told me that they went to court. They told him to leave. He left.
But till it all, he showed forth and proved. You know, we don't need day medicines. We here for trillions of years as far as our history, thousands of years as far as their history, and we didn't have no hospital.
Like you're not supposed.
Huh?
Like yourself.
And we was healthy. They brought us over here to work. That's how, you know, nobody could have did that work that we did. In that hot climate down in the south, in them fields. Nobody can do that. We only us. It's open. Anyway, like I said, though, we came a long way and we got a long way to go. And I'm so glad that we're here to at least to have to build with. You know, this place here is a blessing and a lesson. Because at one time this whole place was ours, now we're renting. There's something for us to learn behind that, and for us to get our own and not be in this situation again. Because insanity is do the same thing over and over and expecting different results, so we know we have to change. You know what I'm saying? We bring about the change by keeping this knowledge alive. You know, I ask brothers and sisters to bring somebody that you're teaching. You know, this is my next to last person that I was helping, but he's so far ahead, you know what I'm saying? Because he listened, he did the knowledge. You know, all of us got to the same place by doing the knowledge, you know? Because you don't use this gift that was given us. The science of living mathematics preserved for the Son of Man that raises from our mental death and power. Now we can raise up from our mental death. Now we have to learn how to use our power. And that's what they're scared of. This is why they try to do everything to destroy us. Because they know we got the power. I teach about who's the original man, right? The Asiatic black man. I break it down. Why I say black man, God?
Black means melanin dominant.
Melanin dominant. Because black is not a color. This is where all colors come from. We the melanin dominant man. And melanin nothing but carbon. Because we have to get into now the periodic table and learn, put these elements together, what they call chemistry, which is the science of us. Kemet is the name we gave Egypt. Chemistry is an our science, you know? Egyptology should be called kinetology, you know? They got science just on us to study us, to keep us back. They cannot build or imitate anything that builds. You know, they tell you, you know how strong free people are from that which they build. They can't build what we built. We made blind, deaf, and dumb as babies, you know, for generations before us. We're the product of that. We're coming out of it. You know what I'm saying? So we have lost denials of ourselves and getting it back and how to do them type of things. You know what I'm saying? To build structures that last for thousands of years. They can't get nothing done for that long. Nothing. And they marvel us. In fact, the dollar bill, they got a pyramid. They know ain't got nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that. And it's crazy how they all of a sudden they want to be about us. Black Lives Matter. We was talking about this before the power of the start. I'm ready to burn my Black Lives Matter shirt. Because it's crazy how we was tricked, you know, so much that you see white women parading around talking about Black Lives Matter. Come to find out they was paid actors. George Soros, to put it was saying, he contributed $33 million to Black Lives Matter. And he is a globalist. He's part of the New World Order. They want to change everything with the one world government, everything, and try to change our genome and all that. You know, what it's called controlled opposition. So they got both sides, they can't lose. They do this in elections. They fund the Democrats, they fund the Republicans, no matter who gets elected, they winners. You know, it's the same game now. They try to have a race war. You know what I'm saying? With George Floyd. I come to find out that there was a psyop. That they told him that he'd be bigger than Rodney King. And so he went along with it, but he slipped up and he died. Isn't there something else? And the lady, Marianne Henning, she has a book out and a documentary and a film right now. Marianne Henning, that show forth and prove what I'm saying. You know, because it shocked me. I'm saying, wow. You know, I had a Black Lives Matter shirt on everything. You know, that was money they made. Come to find out, it wasn't about Black Lives Matter. It was about a lot of other things that don't matter for the black people. You know what I'm saying? Word. And basically, to be frank, it was about gay lives matter. And that's contrary to our culture. You know, we don't reproduce how we're going to fucking exist anymore. You know? We all know all life matters. The life is our law. You know? But now you got white people for the blacks. Since when? Now in the Constitution of the United States, they got us at 3/5 of a person. If it mattered, why don't we be a fourth citizen? The people got us psyched out with the illusion of inclusion by letting you vote. But you gotta have a special law for you to vote. Who else has a special law for them to vote? Nobody. But Oreo will come over from China, Japan, Korea, become American citizens, they can vote. They say, oh no, you gotta have a special right for them to vote? No, just you. They're trying to keep you down so bad, you know, and we got billionaires. And they still consider 3/5 of a person. Because you don't care about the next person. The brother's talking about we don't love each other no more like we could and should. You know, love conquers it all. You know, it doesn't, because love is an elevation of supreme understanding. And once we get a hold of supreme understanding, we're back to our rule. They don't want to give up their rule. They do not want to give up their rule. But their time is up. We wrote the book. We wrote the Holy Quran, the Bible. We wrote it. We're not talking about the Holy Quran, not the Muslims or the Bible of the Christians. We're talking about a 25,000-year cycle. It was written by us. We are the victors in this story. And they just prolonging it inevitable. And they don't care. As long as that little clique of blue bloods or whatever kind of blood you call, reptile blood, whatever you want to call it, you got all kind of shit. As long as they exist, they don't care about, let's just say there's no peace among them. They try to destroy their own. They do not care. They ain't like that match except for their little inner circle. They call it Committee of 300, right? It comes from 13 families, you got 300 others that rule this planet. Less than 1% of the population got all the money in the world. You know, all the money in the world. I mean, Kanye said something stupid, but I thought it was, but it wasn't. He said, how much is the earth worth? You know, how much is the earth worth? You know? How much is it? I said to myself, how much is the earth worth? Because it was all out blood, sweat, tears, and death. It's worth all that. And some. And we're going to start waking up. Brothers and sisters are going over to Africa, making allegiances, and helping them build up. We don't know how it is not to have running water. We don't know how it is not to have a toilet or a bed. You know? We don't know how it is we don't even have socks or shoes. We did. It was like that one time. At slavery, we knew how it was. We got a big well sibling and we forget the horrors. I'm God's cycle. I remember the horrors. It's to be on the paper. Another Negro was hung today. Not one person had been indicted or convicted for our murders for over 400 years here in North America. You can have their landmark case, yeah, they grabbed some black man and they hung him and they all went to jail. No, they had, that's what started what we call a picnic. It's picnic. That's what it was, and they used to come, they have all their food, their babies, they take pictures, they take souvenirs, they always go for the genitals. It's crazy. It's the fear. Francis Chris Wilson talks about that. Genetic fear, you know? And she said, by observation, the penis looked like this. This is the shaft, the penis, and this is the balls, right? What that mind you of? A gun. A gun. The gun was the what? They call it the great equalizer. Or worse than that. They conquered North America through germ warfare. They came over here, left they sick, went back, when they came back again, nearly 89% of the population was dead. They had to fire a gun. You know, Columbus, oh man, was he a slave? Man, you go get that gold, they cut your arm off, feed it to their dogs. They were vicious dogs. And the horses, see, the horses there, it was so we got this they here. So when they saw the men riding horses and they had, armor on the horse and the person, they thought that it was one being. So what is this? Coming, a man and horse, and man and beast. What kind of beast did they know what it was? And the horses will bite you. These are war horses. They were some mean horses, and they was trained very well. And all they had was little spears and little arrowheads. Rocks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and these people had this gun called the Great Equalizer. They had paper shields. They didn't have steel shields. They didn't have steel swords. They come and just swap, chop that in two. I mean, it was massacred. We cannot forget the history. They try to change the history. They said, no, we got to change the history on to how bad we really was. They tried, critical race theory, mixed with queer theory. Ain't that something else? Every time we come up, like in 1963, civil rights were up the game, came up behind us. Now, with the Black Lives Matter, we went off to the gay organizations, When are we going to have something really for the original people? These people are being taught wrong by our own. I like Farrakhan, but he's a con man. I seen a thing the other day, Farrakhan had before, a little while ago. And he's talking about the Pope bowing down to the Black Madonna. Right? And he showed you the picture of the baby and the mother. And they tried to say that was Jesus. I wrote a lesson that said Jesus is a myth. That was not Jesus. Now, mind you, our history has a mother and son deity with Isis and Horus. But they wasn't talking about that. They was talking about Nimrod. We used to always teach each other about Nimrod Day, which is the 25th of December, which they made Jesus' birthday. We know there was no Jesus' birthday. That mother and son was Nimrod. That was the Black Madonna, called the Great Dane. That's who it was. Nimrod, the head of Babylon. They still using the Babylon system of banking till today. You know? Nimrod was so wicked that he killed his father and married his mother. And them bulbs that you see on the Christmas tree was people's heads. They don't want to teach the truth. You know? You can't wait for Christmas and Christmas with everybody going to debt. They just come up with all kinds of stuff for you to buy your children and lie. Because it starts out with that. Because you can believe in Santa Claus, it's easy for you to accept the mystery God. It's the same concept. He got lists telling you who's good or bad. You know what I'm saying? And God watching them, and you're going to go to hell if you don't be good. Always see the same game, another name. But who was Santa Claus? A white man. They got black Santa Clauses now. We know that. And they got black Jesus now. We know that. You know, that we're so smart nowadays, we don't even go for that anymore. Who's going to go for it? We got a lot of people who go for it because the kids are programmed and you want to see the kids happy with other kids. I say, stop that foolishness. Stop it. Let them kids know the truth. You don't have to be going through the hell of miseducation and have to come up like we had to get the knowledge of ourselves when we teenagers and grown men. You know what I mean? Now, we already caught up in a whole lot of negativity as a lifestyle. As a lifestyle, with righteous robbing and righteous getting high, you know what I'm saying? Because it was already caught up like that. We never came out of it. Or we came out for a minute and got caught up right back up in it. You know? Just imagine if we never mess with stimulant, how greater. Now they're coming up with some new stuff. I don't know what it is. They get some stuff and put it on foil and you sniff it up and you out. An hour or two, or you might just die. If you're trying to die, you're close to death. I don't know what that is. We ain't talking about the fentanyl. You know, that's old. We just getting to it. That's old news. They got this new stuff. I don't know what it is. And they making it up. They feed it to who? In Godfather 3, when you talk about selling drugs, so what am I selling to them? Selling to some niggas, they animals anyway. Huh? And that's what they still doing. And they're getting themselves rich off our labor. You know? Now labor is us trying to kill ourselves, trying to get out of this hell into a heaven. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make our own metaverse, not into the metaverse. You know what I'm saying? Crazy, you know? Because this was his tactic he used with the Chinese, the Opium Wars. They forced a whole country of people to take opium. China to kick their asses out. You know what I'm saying? So they got us to give them all kind of drugs. You know, I'm calm. And the drug game was back. When I say come up, it's social change. Everybody that's different groups made it illegally. Right? The cocaine was made into tobacco at first. There used to be a prohibition on tobacco. We don't really know about that. Then they came up with the alcohol. It's a prohibition on alcohol. We do know about that. A lot of us still know about that. You know? Then They came up with the heroin, and they had coke. But when crack came, we came up. But we just didn't turn it over. You see all these people, like Giuliani, his family was Cohen family. But they washed that money clean, put their kids through school, they opened up clean businesses, they become lawyers, and now, you know, it's legitimized, you know, of the blood of other people. They made it. Because they some killing people. They don't kill. When it comes to us, we just nothing. They kill each other. They make movies of that. And how these gangsters just shoot each other up. And they don't cry about us doing that now. Ain't nothing changed, it's the people changed. Because of the situation that we're in. When they hurried up and stopped us, said you had a gram of crack and you had a gram of coke, it's all the same cocaine, but you get more time for the crack. They got people now doing stupid numbers of never coming home for a little bit of crack, and those had piles of cocaine in their home. They got a psych game going, this guy. I don't know if he was a puppet or somebody's playing the president. That's not the same person. But anyway, he's going to pardon all the federal people for weed. But nobody's in the feds for weed. What the fuck? We're so stupid, and he's doing something for what? He did nothing. He did nothing. We've been tricked so much, and so glad that the Father came with the knowledge of ourselves, so we can see this dumbness even among ourselves, and to admit our errors and change for the better. This is why refinement is definitely in my lessons. It's going to stay in my lesson. That's all you have to do is refinement is change for the better. Do the next right thing. You can't go wrong, but do the next right thing. You know? It's all about thinking. So we got our thinking together. We go what? Knowledge before we go wisdom. So we have a clear understanding of what we're going to do. This is the science of life that the Father gave us. The Muslims had wisdom, knowledge, understanding. Because they was followers. The Father said, you your own stuff, Lord Master. But the culture was you. Our God. You know? There was no big eyes in you. We give him all praises due. Because he was one of the first of us that woke up. But he said, no, don't worship me. We, what we do, put our worth in him. What you put worth in him, you worship. But we understand too that like father, like son. We understand that. And so we don't have where it's the top and you got the bottom. You got the head, you got the body. And when you take the head, the body dies. When he took the father, we got more numbers than he ever had when he was alive. Because he changed the whole game. You know? It's not that top down, you know? He gave us true equality. But reality of equality, he says, means we're equal in everything, but they are greater and lesser in all things. But we strive to help each other instead of being crabs in a barrel, help each other to get out the barrel. That's the only difference, you know? We got some crab apples. You know what I'm saying? We taking care of this situation because it's affecting our community. And that's how it's supposed to go. We're supposed to go through this love hell already. We're supposed to go through this hell so we don't go through it again and come out right. Like I said in the beginning. You know? And scientists do the same thing, expecting the different results. And this is a teachable moment that we have to pay for a place that has our name on it. That's never happened again. Now we got an opportunity to build on our property. And like I said before, you must have a school and at least a clinic for us. Perfectly a food store. Not a grocery store, a food store. Because most of the stuff is non-foods. You know, they mostly, see the FDA stands for food in drug administration. But there's more drugs than this food. They got food. They was grafted. They grafted the food. Right? What kind of food they call that?
Organic,
No, they call it no. Organic is natural.
genetic engineering.
Genetically modified. I just wanted to bring it up.
GMO.
That's right. They're genetically. So now you got a watermelon. It tastes good, it looks good, it got little white seeds. See, anything natural has a seed in order to reproduce it. They want to make us like that watermelon, but we can't reproduce. They try to genetically modify us too. You know, he's a master grafter because that's who he is, the grafted man. He's trying to graft the whole world in his image, in his likeness. You know, when they talk about let us make man in our own image, the us, our was us. The man that we made was a Caucasian man. That wasn't the beginning of us, because that was only 6,000 years. Let's just tell us that we made him 6,000 years ago. How it fits so beautiful, you know? 6,000 years he was given the rule. He said the rule was up in 1914. That's the cancer. See, when you get cancer, you don't die right away. You know what I'm saying? So it's a cancer that's going through this nation, going through this civilization. And it's changing. They want to change it. They want to have a new world order. But this is already a new world order. The real original world order is our world order. This is the grafted world order. That's a game. It's already here. It's already here. We're supporting it. You know? I mean, I like to dress, but we don't make a damn thing that I wear. Isn't that a shame? We pick the cotton to make the materials for other people to wear, and we don't make nothing for ourselves. But worse than that, we all got a phone. You're tracking device. They ain't got the shit. They know where you at by your phone. They got a record of that. You can go get the record of anybody and tell their whereabouts where they went by their phone. You know? This new world, they already got you shipped up. You don't need one time for my life. You in the house with how you didn't have no phone, had people in. No phone. Now, you're going to be caught outside without a phone. Say, hey, what do you need a phone for outside for? We had where if we missed a call, you know, we record the message and see what happened, we call you up. It's not that serious. Now, if you have a business where you have to be, you know, caught in what you're doing for business-wise, at any time you might get a call, you know what I'm saying, for business, that's a necessity for it. We don't have a necessity for these phones. So they make up stuff, TikTok and what was it, candy apple bullshit, with orange crushes. You know, I go on a train and half the cars and they don't know what's going on. You know? The man down at the end, he's homeless, going crazy, they ain't paying no mind. But one time they, oh snap. Ooh, we go to the next day, so caught up there. They want to win. Crazy. You know, all of us take the buses and train and go on there, and half the people got their head down. Even walking in the street, you know, the cars going, blah, 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 blah. And they all loud, hey, bring your harmful. It's stupid. You're walking right into traffic, playing your game. And you got people have the nerve be playing their games while they're driving and texting while they drive. They got laws out now for that for driving. They catch you texting and driving, or call and they go get you. But man, it don't make no sense because they got earplugs now. You can do whatever they can hear while you're driving. You know, you get around that. But this is how people, concentration has been diverted, easily led in the wrong direction. And it's hard to be led in the right direction to tell them what they're going through. You know? It's not a judgment. It's just an actual fact. You know what I'm saying? You looking this way, what, in your pocket, you know the game? You know? Get out of my pocket, and they kill Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying? We call that misdirect. You know what I'm saying? We being misdirected every day. You know, being programmed every day. TV is a programming device, and we say, come on, I gotta catch my program. Huh? I mean, when I was little, all the ladies, my moms and them, they had to record their stories. That's their programs. And soap operas, right? They wouldn't miss it. Edge of night, you know. And where the world turns. Come on. They even had a cool one. I used to watch it. You know what I'm saying? Dark Shadows with Bombs called come on. They had us. What's that?
Then we're going to now. Woman and man now. We're woman and man.
Right.
Because the men start watching soap operas.
Yeah. Jail, you better not turn that channel. That's their soaps. I said, what the hell going on here? Unfortunately, I had this opportunity of going back and forth in jail in my course of my life. And I see the difference that it was on the rest of it. It wasn't on the soap operas. God bless America. That these men picking up the whole yard, and most of them done turned their own to their own self. You know, it's one thing not having knowledge of yourself, but your knowledge of your sex. Every time you pee, you know who the hell you are. How can you be confused? It don't make no sense. But it makes sense when you see how to depopulate the people through that. And it's more than one way. But that's it. Everybody don't want to add on as far as reproducing. There we go. They can't stop us. We reproducing like it's all right. And it comes down to statistics that the colored man has a negative birth rate. So he's trying to make everybody else like him. But where he messed up at? Integration. Integration. Now it messed us up too because we stopped catering to our own people, businesses, and we want to eat with them. You know, we want to eat with the biggest thieves in the world, the biggest liars in this world, the biggest murderers in the world. We want to shit next to them in a bathroom. Oh, you know what I mean? Crazy, but this is what happened. And we didn't support our own, you know, institutions. But now every other commercial, you see a black or white person together with half of his new kids. Y'all ever notice that? Now, if they keep mixing with the original people, they're going to be no more than them. But let's just say it takes 600 years for that process to happen. You know, they said, we're going to take them off our planet. You know what I'm saying? But it looks like we're going to 600 year rule. That's America. You know, even Obama. His mama was white. I mean, you know, let's face it, man. He was supported by all the big corporations. Presidents are not elected, they are selected. Where did he come from? Now, he went to what? Columbia University? Harvard? He became a lawyer, he was the head of the debate team. Do you know anybody go to Columbia or Harvard? You know what I'm saying? He wasn't an ordinary black person. You know how much that tuition is? Tuition is greater than your income for the year. So you're definitely not going, unless you get a little scholarship, you know. Then for shit, you know what I'm saying? But you better believe once you get out of that school, you're working for them. We don't. Now we're coming up, we got people with money in the entertainment field, because all they want to do is laugh at us, and bet on us. You know, if you can bounce a ball or sing a note, you can get paid. But the price to pay in that, because they have you in their devilish cults. And if you ain't down with it, You know, I see this thing called Too Strong. They got a podcast, and they're talking about the panda eyes. Anybody know about the panda eyes? How they get the panda eyes? They get the panda eyes from anal sex, like gang rape, you know, and they had a list of people who had panda eyes. Obama, Oprah Winfrey, you know what I'm saying? The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, you know, the smack Chris Rock. Great. He smack like a little bitch here. Hey, what kind of smack is that? You see his smack? Yeah. You want to cheat your wife, my wife's name, come on. And everybody know they just cold freaks. They would talk about how they freak off of other people. You know they already compromised in order to get there. But they named some other people, you know? I mean, there's talented people. They didn't have to compromise, to my eyes. But I am not a person who is a starving artist, you know? And they talk about selling your soul to the devil. Exactly what people do to make it. You know, they sold the devil, and they are down with their crazy, like I said, ungodly practices of what they do to each other. You know, Queen of England, they named the prince to somebody. Because it's too strong. The podcast is this guy named Orlando Brown. You know, if you ever know who Orlando Brown was, child actor, he had panda eyes. You know what I'm saying? He told all about it. He told all about it. That's right. How the Fresh Prince was the rape. Yeah. I'm just telling what other people have already talked about online. You know, I'm not making nothing up because I ain't got the kind of imagination. I don't know about the big freakishness. You know, the lessons already warned us. He says, once you learn how filthy they are in all their affairs, you want to run them from what? Amongst you. You know? And that's an actual fact. You know? But the mentality of the people, I can't beat them, I'm going to join them. Because they didn't have no hope. They didn't have the knowledge of themselves. I can't argue, you know what I'm saying? So without the knowledge of themselves, what other choice do you have? You know, you don't know no better. Because knowledge means what to know. You know? But after having knowledge, you do that, it's called death. You got a lot of people get this cold devil, black devil. You know, that's why they say the worst devil is the black devil. He's the strongest. He's from the original. You know, that's not our nature. You know what I'm saying? But living 2,000 years in caves, I cannot imagine how that is. They say that Musa came to teach them, or they forgotten technology. Says, you know, that devil is a learned behavior. He had to put a ring of fire around him, they said, right? But the Morris guy told me they had tied them up to a tree, they were clutching, so they would walk straight up and down. The history I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It goes deep in the history of these people coming from the Ukraine, the Caucasus Mountains. It's the same place. It's the same place.
Ukraine.
The head of devilishment. Where child trafficking and human trafficking and all kinds of illegal dealings are going on. With the president's son out there smoking crack with kids, having sex. He was so cracked up, he had a laptop, he wanted to get it repaired, forgot all about it. What did they do with that president? And he found all this stuff on the laptop. They don't want to talk about it. They had something going on this week about it, right? You know what they did? They changed the jet stream and balloons, the weather balloons from the Chinese flew over our territory. So he was so busy talking about, there's a balloon, it is balloon. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't lying about what's really going on. They misdirected us on that. That's a shame, man. You know? But we learn it sooner or later, we learn it. We learn the truth, man. And we get the eyes, all eyes see, open eyes. Our eyes are open to this. And if I don't see it, you see it. Or next one see it, we pull each other close to it. So that's why we gotta come together here. You know? For 2 years, we were separated by law. I mean, I ain't never seen it in my life. I mean, I took pictures of downtown Manhattan was a ghost town. No, I mean, you never seen all the cabs and cars and trucks and people. I think it was clean too. You know, because nobody was here to do no damage. They stopped us in our tracks. Now, that little business that you had coming up, you can't pay your rent because you're not an essential worker. Only essential businesses can stay open. And liquor store. Isn't that something else? They kept the liquor store open, didn't they?
Shut the churches
They
down.
down. What's essential about the liquor store? You heard? Now they make the weeds. Go ahead, let them smoke. Let them be tripped out. You know what I'm saying? Now they putting all kinds of stuff, but they putting fentanyl on the weed. I mean, they put fentanyl on cocaine. I can't understand it because now I know that it's an opiate derivative, fentanyl. But cocaine's up high and that's a down high. How can you mix up and down? How can you not know? You speedballing. And back in the day, we call that speedballing, right? With the coke and dope, right? They ain't speedballs, don't even know it. They put huh? Shaking the dragon. If they are, don't even know it. Oh, damn, like it's all right. The brother saying they ain't trying to get more customers. The brother God telling me they just want to take your money. And we try to get customers to come back, right? They don't care. Is that crazy? That's an actual fact. We're building on that today. You know, that's why we got to come together because I didn't see it from that perspective. You know, somebody come and pull my coats up this up for the day because we need it, man. You know, this is what the Law World Manifest is all about. Each one teach one. You know, we come in here, we all have the sufficient amount of light to speak disciple. We all have value. You know, do not think that what you say is not valuable. Because you got your own perspective, you got your own lens of seeing, your own way of interpreting it. And you might see it a different way than I see it. And it's an actual fact. You know? People say things, and they say it, but when you hear it, you hear something, you see something else. You know? When I say two, it might be going somewhere, or it might be two. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you hear it, but what's the picture? You know what I'm saying? And, on movies and TV, they say one thing and they show you another picture. I don't know what the hell commercials are all about anymore. You know, they have all kinds of shit going on. They talk about some drug you gotta take. What did that have to do with the commercial? And then they whisper, it might kill you, you might forget what you did, you might get this and that. You ain't even that bad. Why would you take something that potentially, you know, you'll be messed up like that? Ridiculous. Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be a feast, you know, we always make. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get better with that. People that come with more food, I hope people come to eat it. I try to get you gonna hear about this true divine. I try to get you down here. You know what I'm saying? And you feel bad. I know you would have helped us get some of this food out. Because some good stuff is coming, and I'm so glad I get a good meal. You know, we had it early because of the Super Bowl. You know, because that's breaking circus. You know about breaking circus back in the Roman days? They had, you know, events to keep the people off what's going on. So they got an event to keep what's going on. we're not concentrating on how they keep putting their foot up in our behind. Matter of fact, you don't even feel it. Now people getting to like it. It's a crazy world. It's definitely a wisdom, knowledge world. All right, peace.
Peace.
Peace, family. Peace, God of Prince of Law. And I want to personally thank everyone that showed today for coming, you know? And just as I can thank you, man, for setting it off. And
Thank you.
like I said, we're going to be here until 6 o'clock today. We have to start early because the person that allows us to use this place is having a Super Bowl party. But besides that, today being knowledge wisdom, right? I want to just express my understanding of where we stand now in this nation, right? Already known by us here that we are a great nation, you know? To have the knowledge and wisdom of this culture, right, has been a benefit to me in my life, you know? And I'm someone that's recognized pretty well, not only in this region, but throughout the regions, man, and another part.
That's right.
You know, because I made the effort to be recognized, to add my truth to power, right? And I understand, man, the importance of letting everyone know, everyone listen, man, that this is a lost world manifest. You're the proof of it. You know what I'm saying? The fact, man, that, well, this is Black History Month, man, and you know, they will highlight Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and others, maybe Dorothy Dandridge, or others that achieved like the first black hairdresser. They even had a brother on the television this morning, man. He was the first black astronaut, you know. But we're going